Hey everybody, I'm Sean. Welcome to another episode of Angling Spiders. Alright everybody, I am out today at Pine Coulee Reservoir. It is my first open water trip of the year. It is a beautiful day out here, so I wanted to take advantage of it. I don't have a lot of time, only got a couple of hours. I'll talk a little bit more about it when I get on the water. Let's get unloaded and get out there. Okay, so because it's the beginning of the year, I just want to do my reminder once again. Always make sure that you check your regulations every single year because the regulations change. This lake that I'm on right now is a perfect example. This is Pine Coulee Reservoir. I've been here many times. This lake is open year-round, which is why I can be out here right now because the rest of the season doesn't open until May 8th. So that's first and foremost, you got to know when the season opens. But the second thing here that changed this year is this lake now has a bait ban in effect. So up until last year, you could use bait here. You can no longer use bait here. You have to use artificials. So I suspect there's a lot of people that won't know that. And in fact, just as I came in, and maybe you can see them in the background, there's a bunch of people fishing from the shore, which is pretty common here at Pine Coulee. I'm pretty sure those people didn't check the regs and they're using bait. I will probably go and inform them on the way out very nicely, as nicely as I can, just to let them know, hey, have you guys checked the regulations? Just a heads up, you cannot use any bait here. So always check your regulations before you hit a lake. It'll save you from getting into trouble if the conservation officer stops by. I was out here last year for my first open water trip of the year. I'll put a link to that video up in the corner. I caught a couple nice pike that day, but the water was way higher that day. This is unreal. So I hope it's picking up in the camera, but the normal water level in the summer is where the weeds and the line is on the rocks. There's a black line going across the rocks up there, and the rocks turn color from that gray to colored because those ones are never under the water. So you can see just how far down this is, like, you know, multiple meters. And when I was here last year, it was about halfway up that to about the middle of that gray area. So it's down another probably 1.5 meters, 2 meters from where it was last year when I was here. So there is very little water in here right now, and that's crazy. So I'll talk a little bit about my strategy for today. I am basically shooting the shallows here, some shallow bays. I'll show you one in a minute, looking for pike. Still spawn period, getting closer to post spawn. Some of these pike should still be in the shallows, and so if I can get on some, that's likely where they're going to be. I'm currently, for those of you that know this location, I'm at the north end of Pine Coulee, right near where the causeway goes across, where the bridge is. So I'll show you that in a second here. And I did have some success here early on last year. Same thing, going back and forth in the shallows. So here it is. This is the area I'm in. You can see one of these shallow bays right in front of me. There's a really flat area here, sandy bottom, and should be holding some pike. And then we've got the causeway, and I've been just staying about 6 feet off the edge of the causeway, going back and forth again in the where it levels off right in front of that causeway. So yeah, everything is perfect except for the fishing, so that's all right. I'm gonna go at it here for about another hour and a half, and we'll see. No bites yet, but we're gonna switch up some of the tackle and try something else, and if nothing else, I'm getting the arms in gear here for some paddling, so I can definitely tell it's been a while since I've been in the yak. All right, let's see what we can do. All right, update. Just about done. It is gorgeous out here. The wind is, you know, every once in a while there's a breeze, but for the most part it's been perfectly calm, sunny, warm, perfect day for fishing. And just can't catch any fish, which is fine. I have been checking in with some other people who've been fishing here as well. There's been a few boats that have gone by, and also there's a couple of people that have been fishing from shore. So far, I haven't been able to connect with anybody who's caught anything. It's been a slow day for everybody. I also talked to a couple of guys who were here for a little while. They were just fishing offshore here. And they had come from the south end of the lake, the dam at the south end. And no luck there either, so seems to be pretty slow today. Now, that being said, I do want to say, for those of you that don't know this lake, this is a heavily fished lake. They opened it up a few years ago to keep fish, and a lot of people started coming here, and a lot of fish were taken out of Pine Coulee. It used to be, before that catch and release, the reason they opened it up is because they wanted to put trout in here, and so this is now a stock trout lake. Most of the trout that they put in here are pretty small right at the moment, and you can still keep pike and walleye, but they're becoming more and more scarce as time goes on. All right, I have been sitting here chatting and casting a few, but I think what I'm going to do next is do one more quick troll around the bay here, and then I'm going to call it a day. All right, everybody, so I have packed up and I am ready to go, but before I take off, I just wanted to come back over here to the causeway on foot and see if I could clean up a little bit more trash, see if I can pick up some more fishing line and maybe a few other things while the water's low and I can get to it. What I'm able to do is walk this whole area, and guarantee there's going to be a bunch of fishing line and maybe some other things. All right, you guys, there's the cleanup. Did get a couple of usable things. Actually got a tiny spoon, some weights, and a bobber there. And the rest of this we're going to put in the trash, including this whole pile of fishing line, which we cleaned up and got out of the water. So that's great stuff. We'll get them into the cans here and get on out of here. All right, everybody, so just want to thank everybody, if you made it this far, for hanging out with me today and seeing if I could bring in a fish. That's going to do it for this episode. Really appreciate it. And hey, if you liked the video, smash that like button, hit subscribe. Until next time, good fishing. Filming a YouTube video.